Good morning, air signs. So I'm going to start off with, who should I start with? Libra. Okay. This is a sign for Libras. Let's see what comes out. I'm going to do real general. This is the Oracle deck, the angel message cards. So we'll just see real quick what comes out. Balance. Nice, Libra. Oops, sorry. Number 16. Right off the bat, that's really good energy to have. You guys might be kind of figuring out homeostasis. So not even really balancing work life, nah, not all that. I'm talking about literally balancing your emotions with your ambitions, or there's something internal that you've balanced. Since that's coming out right away, typically the most well, in my experience, I'll say this. In my experience, when I'm channeling, usually the most important energies that need to be addressed from the past, the present, and the future come out pretty quick. So that's why we're doing these as the base read. Yeah, attention. So you might have been actually doing this intentionally, bringing some type of attention to a specific area in your life that you wanted to change, that you were interested in exploring, perhaps. Yeah, expression. Number 19. So we have number 16, number 37, and number 19 with belief at the bottom of the deck. So you're really solid in whatever it is that you're doing right now. The However you've been expressing yourself has been extremely effective. I just want to tell you that. The belief that you have in yourself is what kind of is the basis for self-esteem. It addresses any insecurities and more or less um, releases them so that they no longer have jurisdiction and control over us. And I'm kind of feeling that here, that you've rejuvenated the belief in yourself, perhaps by expressing yourself in a different way. This is what's coming to mind for me, is that there's so many different ways to express self. You can do that through your verbally expressing yourself. You can do it through physically presenting yourself in a specific way. You can do it through using other mediums around you. So like an artist at a gallery or something like that. You would be displaying your art, and that would be expression of self, even though it's outside of who you are. You could be just using a whole bunch of new materials, fabrics, resources, mediumships like markers, crayons, paints. There's so many there's different ways to mold a situation into what it is or how it is that you perceive it. And I think, Libra, this is kind of representing you doing so. I'm going to switch over and get somewhat of a storyline behind this basis of balance, attention, and expression being crowned here by the reading through belief. So I also want to say there is a book called The Biology of Belief. Um, I've mentioned it in other readings before, but if you're interested in either knowing how to harness that energy for yourself, or if you're interested in releasing some of that energy, letting it go, then that's a really great book. It's about how your biological makeup, you are what you eat, but in the same way, what it is that you consume mentally is what it is that you'll be able to manifest. So there is a correlation between the two. This, when I said that, this just popped out, and I wanted to show you because it is a message in a bottle. It's kind of an I don't know the phrase, I guess you could say, but it's a one-off. It's a when coincidence is when God decides to stay anonymous. That's kind of what this is. There's no coincidence in your belief, but when you're able to solidify your understanding of something, someplace, somebody, yada yada, a concept in life, that is another way of also reaffirming our beliefs. Is saying, oh, this is a similar, yeah. So there's no burden here. You've now balanced whatever this is. You've balanced it out. You see how there's those two, one of them was like, maybe this is like you needed to, fine, let's do work life balance, right? This is home with dishes and pots and pans piling up. And this is work, and people are just delivering flowers because you're doing really well. But you want to kind of keep those things in check. That's why we have checks and balances. And so you're doing a really beautiful job of keeping those two aspects of your life and of yourself balanced so that you can address everything that needs to be addressed in a timely manner. Um, yeah, here, attention. You're not committed one way or another to one project or another. This is the epitome of having your hand in like 6 different pots at one time. Okay, and that's just theoretically speaking. But that's the ability to be committed. In reality, if this was all, if I wasn't going to pay attention to 6 different things at one time, I'd be completely committed to one thing. Okay, but because there's this expectation that I be a mother, a daughter, a sister, a lover, a co-worker, a peer at school. I have all these different hats to wear, right? All these different roles. And because of that, I cannot commit to one or the other of them. All of them need attention. And I do want to just say 3 plus 7 is 10 to completion. So all of them need attention. All of them need a little bit of shine. All of them need a little bit of flash here and there, a little bling bling here and that. You know what I'm saying? Like each one of your employees, if you're a business owner, each one of your employees, each one of the people that work for you, each one of the people that work under you need to have some type of recognition. It's realizing that you can't have the same employee on the wall as the boss. You can't have the same employee on the wall as the employee of the month for the whole year, or else your staff will start to resent you. And it doesn't have much to do with anything outside of being fair. And that's something that I feel like you're really good at, Libra. So this is the castle is coming out the top of the deck for belief. And this is the witch with expression. So which way, or the way that you express yourself, the way you present yourself, the 6 different pots, or however many different tasks you've been assigned, you are able to kind of latch on. I'm seeing that as a latch today instead of a hook. You're able to latch on and kind of really evaluate priorities, first of all, what comes ahead of something else, in this case, nothing, and say, this is why I am the queen of my own castle, or I am the king of my own castle, if you are a male. You believe in your own self. You believe in your own humble abode, which could just be your mentality, could be your literal surroundings. It could be the adventures, the quests that you're going on to obtain a belief and building something for yourself that you're proud of, and that you can stand up and say, I did that. I did that. So I think this is really good. I'm going to get some clarifiers. Maybe we'll get a tiny bit more on a story. Also, I do feel like there's something about the home, Libra, something about your house. You could be like just enjoying being single. That's also kind of what this says. If we only read the second layer of the reading here, it says, I'm not going to burden myself by getting married to a witch, or I'm not really burdened because I have a ton of choices. I got a lot of attention when it comes to which person I want to settle down with, build a home with, create a life with, right? All of those things are here. You can apply this how you may. Oftentimes, our belief in self is what kind of is the prerequisite to having a serious relationship. At least in my don't take my advice, do as I say, not as I do. But I'm just saying, if you believe that you're worth being married to, you will get married. If you believe that you are a good catch, you'll be a good catch. It is the things around you can be transformed like that. Okay, the things on the inside are really difficult to transform like that, unless you've got a really acute understanding, are very up to par with all the details of your and nuances of your emotional and psychological life. So that might very well be the case here. So you're not going to be burdened by the physical realm, which is what I just said. Some things can be changed. Your the location of your home, okay, your clothing can be changed. Your the kind of car that you drive, what kind of jewelry you prefer, right? All these things can be which hat you're wearing. All these things can change. Your role, whatever role you're playing, and that's what I mean by hat, right? I'm not talking about physical hats. Yes, you could change that also. But this has to do, the King of Pentacles is the Taurus. It's usually a Taurian card. It can just be any earth sign, but honestly, he's a little bit materialistic. The King of Pentacles is just a smidge. He's out of all the kings, he's going to be the one that is going to be flashy, the most blingiest, if you know what I'm saying. He's not really burdened by things that need to be purchased. He can buy himself whatever he wants, okay? He's got balance in terms of his pockets and his material life. Where he may not have balance is in that mental capacity, the belief sector, the internal peace, the parts and pieces of their life that make internal life come to a place of homeostasis, like we said before. That could be why there is in between this balance and this king, there's a flipping of the baskets. It's like all this stuff needs to be emptied out, and then you can have the pentacle. And maybe you just did that. Maybe you just cleaned house or something. Maybe you just figured out how to say, oh, actually, I can use this account to handle that account. And that account automatically resolves this. You know what I mean? You could have already come up with something to handle that. Or let's see what else is here. Temperance. That's that angel energy coming through. This is you not being committed to anything outside of giving attention to your higher self. You want to talk about like angels and demons, right? So if there's we'll do demons and angels. I don't care. I'm trying not to get you to focus on sides, genders, all that. Just focus on the message, which is that the attention that's been paid has not been to a physical material thing that could be purchased, like a blood diamond or a pearl necklace or all these physical things that make the materialistic world comfortable for us. That is not the focus at the moment. The attention is going toward the ethereal realms, the uppers, the higher levels of understanding of self, other people, and intuitively the things that you would want to commit to. Because this is in the reverse does not mean that that energy is not present. Just understand that. So this just means that this is maybe a solo journey. Instead of you doing this in a, people always say, oh, this is my kingdom couple. Instead of doing it with a kingdom couple, you're doing it all by yourself. She's holding up one finger. Yeah, it's pretty crooked. But she's like one person is doing this. And it's you, Libra. You're the solo doloist. Okay? And this is the understanding of, sorry, just exclude the witch for a moment again. This is understanding that attention needs to go on things that are not really material, more so things that are going to enrich your life on a long-term, internal, spiritual, emotional, psychological level. That's the work that is important for you to focus on right now. It doesn't mean just dump everything else by the wayside. It just means that you learning how to believe that you're at home inside of yourself or inside of your own space, inside of your own vessel, that is paramount for you to move forward. Libra is the scales. So if we're talking about weighing out your heart versus whatever else, the things that you love are the things that you need to really pour everything you got into. Okay. So there's death in the upright coming out. This is expression. Yeah, this is one person who's like, I refuse to die. Which way do I go so I don't die? I don't know why I'm seeing that. Just I guess it's because if this dude was like doo 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 down the road, right? Then this one right here is like at the fork in the road, saying which way do I go? Which woman do I choose? Which priority do I want to focus on? All that, right? Which expression am I going to express? Which death? Like, which one is going to die? Which one is less important? How do I prioritize things? This is not a literal death, okay? Death is oftentimes transformation. This is you saying, which transformation do I want to express? Remember in the beginning of this conversation, we talked about all those different ways to express oneself. To show up to the party and you could be quiet as a mouse, but you could steal the show. Okay? You could have always been a very materialistic person, and then all of a sudden you steal away, and now you're over here in the corner thinking about your own self-worth and your own self-esteem. These are different energies, okay? This in this specific reading, this is the Seven of Swords. Specifically, the Seven of Swords is usually someone feeling smug about getting away with something. I don't think that's what this is in this specific reading. I mean, maybe you made a clean getaway with this death card. You just cut something off cold turkey. Right underneath this Seven of Swords is the Judgment. So you could have made a judgment that was like, you know what, something's got to give. And so you made a change. Mostly what I feel like is that you're bringing, if you can see the way this had progressed. Okay. So you showed up with a belief system. You built something for yourself, self-esteem, self-worth, an empire, and you built like a new project, whatever, a new work project, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? You built it. This is you actually being able to tangibly have something to take away. I don't know how to explain that, but it's the payoff of that belief. Other people don't necessarily get to take things from you, like your belief systems, your lifestyles, your habits, your vices, your skill sets, your gifts. People don't get to take those things because they're non-tangible. You can't touch them. But this is you having developed those things after moving through a belief system that strongly upheld those morals and values that kind of are going to hold you down in the future. Okay? That's a whole new set of tools. It's a whole new skill set. So let me just pick something. Let's say the belief was in the pursuit of happiness, right? So you finally get this a place to live, and you're in your ideal job, and you've got your family and everything's good. Now you actually know brokerage skills. Now you know about the stock market when it's a bull market, when to invest in a candlestick chart, how to read a candlestick chart, reviewing the all the logistics needed to understand the kind of perspective mapping out of a company. You want perspectives, you want options. These are the options. You can either believe in the stock or you don't. You either invest in it or you don't. You either leave with what you've got or continue to build. This is diversification of a mindset. And it does feel like you've won some type of huge, lottery. You've got all this, repository of information that you've never had before. All these possibilities that you could pursue if that's what you so choose. That's the point. You've now given yourself choices those choices have given you more options to balance yourself out. Okay? Hopefully that was helpful, Libra. See you next time. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. I don't know why I'm hearing doing it and like LL Cool J, but anyway. Toodles.